Hey guys, ArchieLuxury, ArchieLuxury channel, Paul Pluta channel. Today guys, I want to talk about Australian watch buy, sell, swap. Buy, swap, sell forum on Facebook. And I gotta offer an apology. Hi guys, I'm ArchieLuxury and today I'm doing an advertisement for one of my great fans here. I want to promote KK Design, which is a San Diego-based interior designer who specializes in full-service residential and boutique-style commercial spaces from start to finish. New sofa, new kitchen, new house, or you just need some ideas or a second set of eyes? No problem. Work can be done via Skype, FaceTime, email, text, phone calls, or in person, depending on the size of the project. Restrooms and Rolex! Longays and living rooms, Pateks and pantries. She does it all. Is your house ready for your new timepiece? Follow her on Instagram at KATEK_INSPO. That's on Instagram at KateK_INSPO. Reach her and check out her work at www.katek.design. Kate K all the way. Kate K all the way. Kate K all the way. Thank you very much. Please check her brilliant design out. Hey guys, it's an absolute disaster. More dirt has come out as we go on. And I want to offer an apology to Australian Watch Buy, Swap, Sell Forum. Or is it Buy, Sell, Swap Forum? Anyhow, I want to offer an apology. I'd like to apologize. I want to apologize that I didn't sink the boot in sooner. I want to apologize for not sinking the boot in sooner. That's right. And the ratings are great, so I'm going to keep pumping out these vids. What I want to talk about is I want to talk about this hobby. And I want to talk about an individual. Well, actually, I do. I want to talk about an individual and some of the human frailties that have come up. And it seems that our good friend had a bit of a gambling problem. That's correct. It's come out that he's a bit of a problem gambler. And I got to tell you, these sort of problems are not good. Gambling problems are not a good thing to be involved with. And you know, it's one of these things. It turns out that yes, he stalled not only one customer, it appears to be a string of customers, and he's basically used every natural disaster known to man to stall refunds and return of money. And you know, it's one of these things. My dad, AC2, he's involved with a charity. He does a bit of financial counseling. He likes to see. He actually works for one of the charities. Once a week, he donates his time to basically give food vouchers, give a bit of money. This is through the charity. And he actually said to me, he said he thought he had a bit of a gambling problem himself. So he went to Gamblers Anonymous. And he was playing the poker machines. You know, I still ring that fucker and I can hear poker machines in the background. And anyhow, what he said to me is that you know, these sort of addictions, alcoholism, gambling addiction, sex addiction, they're all intertwined. You know, we want that euphoric. They all intermesh together. And he said, you know, a lot of these problem gamblers, they're searching for that endorphin rush. They're looking for that high. And you know, the thing is, in this watch collecting community, I got to be totally honest with you, a lot of the people in this community are really assholes. They're really fucking assholes. That's just kind of how they are. A lot of collectors, watch people, are slimy sons of bitches. And the big problem is with wristwatches is that this is a very expensive hobby. It's like a gambler. A gambler, say an average gambler, he doesn't get a thrill gambling 20 cents. He gets a thrill gambling $100, $200, $300, $1,000. He doesn't get a thrill gambling $1. You know, it's kind of how it works. And same thing in the watch collecting community is that so many of us, okay, we start off on cheapies. We could start off on Seiko 5s. We could Tag Heuer. Eventually, we get a Rolex, and then we realize there's this huge world out there. And unfortunately, the watches we want, they are expensive. I mean, any of the Rolex steel sports watches today, what are you going to get a decent, what's the cheapest decent watch? I mean, an Oyster Perpetual, nah, that's not exciting enough. It's got to be like a 39mm Explorer 1, hasn't it? Steel sports. Or an Air King 40mm. Okay, so what are you going to get one of those for? What? You're going to be looking in Aussie dollars, you know, 7,000, high sixes, 7,000, 7.5. That's a lot of money for an average Aussie. You know, what's that? 5 US? That's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. And this is the big problem. To be able to be a big swinging dick in these forums, you can't just collect Seiko 5s. You've got to have Daytonas, Rolex Daytonas. You've got to have a Pepsi, a Plepsi. You've got to have all the cool stuff. To be cool in this hobby, you've got to have the really expensive things there. I mean, I know myself there. I've quick wristwatch check. I'm wearing a Patek Philippe 5296. And a 5296, okay, white gold Calatrava. I love this watch. What do they go for? When they were brand new, they were 36,000 Aussie dollars. Second hand, I haven't seen too many second hand, but mid-20s, mid-fucking-20s. I mean, Jesus Christ, mid-20s. That's an expensive hobby. I mean, you can buy a really nice automobile for that sort of money. Mid-20s Aussie dollars. I mean, that's a lot of money. That is a lot of money. In America, I saw European watches in Boston, Massachusetts. They've got a 5296 in rose gold, 19.9 US. It's a lot of money. I mean, and then the problem is you buy one, 20,000. Well, that doesn't give you continual kudos. To get the kudos, you've got to be buying the next wonderful thing. You need to get an Aquanaut or an Nautilus or a something fancy-wancy. You know, you can't just go back to cheap watches. You've got to keep up in the game. And this is the whole problem. I kind of, I look at Chris's story here, and I got to be totally honest with you. You got to start to feel a little bit sorry for the man. And I mean, I know what he's done is an absolute, you know, it's a terrible thing. Tried to pass off a fake as a real, but just imagine his home pressures he's got. So he's got a professional job, an engineering job. Let's just leave it out. I don't want to dig into his personal his job, but he's got a good paid job. Okay, he's got a couple of young kids. He's got a wife who looks after the kids. So he's the main breadwinner. What's he on? 150 after tax? He gets 100 in the hand a year. 100 in the hand. He's probably got a fancy-wancy house in a nice suburb, an executive suburb, to match all the other executives he lives with. He couldn't just drive a cheapy car. No, it'd have to be a really nice model SUV or something like that. So $100,000 household income isn't that much. And then he's, you know, he was a founding member of this forum here. I mean, the forums tried to abandon him. They've said, oh, he wasn't. Well, he was the founding member. Fuck me dead, guys. I mean, look, eat your shit. If the guy turned out to be a dud, well, fucking own him. Okay, yeah, he was a founding member. Don't fucking change the truth. That's really not a nice thing to do. But I gotta tell you, I feel sorry for the guy. Okay, no, okay, let's not look at what the deception, but think of the pressure this poor bastard's been under. He's got a big mortgage. He's got a lease on an SUV. He would have this watch hobby. He's got a gambling addiction. I mean, let's be truthful here. Most gamblers lose money. Yes, they talk about the wins. They talk about the wins, but the reality is they lose money. They lose money. It's a misnomer, okay? This is the reality. Gambling is not a way, it's not a lifestyle that you really, really want to pursue. Very few professional gamblers come out in front, okay? Let's just be realistic about this whole experience. And I mean, the pressure he had there to be, you know, to be the big swinging dick, you need exciting pieces. It's no longer acceptable just to have a Submariner or a Milgauss. No, you got to be hitting at the Daytona level. You got to be hitting at a very high level. And if you're a problem gambler, how the fuck are you going to move ahead here? I mean, I suppose you're just waiting for that big win, the big win which solves everything. But, you know, it never comes. It never comes there. I mean, a lot of problem gamblers can just one more time, just one more win. You know, they're going to win it all back. And this is the unfortunate thing. I think instead of looking at this individual and screaming blue murder, how about we look at this individual and say, fuck, maybe he's a victim of the hobby. He's a victim. You wouldn't give him the kudos unless he had really cool watches. You wouldn't give him the time of day unless he knew his shit and was successful. We wanted him to be successful, a mover and a shaker. Maybe we put too much pressure on him, and maybe this is how the hobby is. And I got to be totally honest with you. I've seen a lot of people turn into monsters through this hobby. I'm not going to name any names, but there's another individual who's involved in the same forum who, you know, I've met the guy. He's a cool guy. I actually like him. But when he's trying to do a deal and the deal doesn't turn out right, he turns into a complete asshole. And, you know, I've kind of, this whole thing, ego, and, you know, it's a very sensitive thing. A lot of these men here, very sensitive thing. Wristwatch collecting is a very addictive hobby. We want to be bigger and better. We want to be swinging with the big boys. I mean, I've got the problem myself. I mean, have a fucking look at this. So I'm wearing a 5296. You think, man, that'd be fucking cool, Archie. But no, I've then got a 5196. I wanted the yellow gold version in manual wind. I wanted that. It wasn't good enough. And then, you know, I'm thinking to myself, man, I got a 5127. What the fuck do I want a 5127? I got a 5... Man, what the hell are you thinking, Arch? And it's all ego and innuendo. You want to be the biggest, the most successful. I'm better than you. I'm cleverer than you. You know, we want to stroke egos. And I got to be totally honest with you. Sometimes we've got to look at this hobby and say, fuck, this isn't really a good hobby. It's shit. Do we need to be this successful? Do we need to be the biggest swinging dick? And I mean, what is success? What is any of this shit? Is owning 5 paddocks? I'm better than you because I got 5. I mean, who fucking cares? And I mean, this other guy, he was pushed to the limit. He had his, you know, he's gambling. You could just imagine, you know, he's probably see, the thing is with these addictions, alcoholism, sex addiction, gambling, they're all intertwined. They're all intertwined. And it's a very sad thing. It's very, very sad. The human face of our hobby is pretty sad. And I got to be honest with you. I think instead of caning the guy and saying what an asshole and a liar he is, yeah, he did terrible things, but why don't we look at it and say, you know, maybe he just wanted some love. Maybe he just wanted fellow enthusiasts to say, you're a nice guy, you're a really good guy. And maybe this hobby focuses success on the wrong things. Instead of being gentlemanly, instead of being a nice person, maybe this hobby brings out the worst in us. And that's what I think the biggest mistake is with this whole disaster, okay? The poor guy, young guy, professional. I mean, I could just imagine his financial truth is a disaster, would be a mess. It'd be a mess. And I kind of feel this hobby creates real monsters. Okay? We're never happy. We're never fulfilled. We never think we got enough. We always want to outdo somebody. There's always, you know, you want to be the swinging dick. You want to be successful. Well, I mean, what a crummy, nasty hobby. And I just want to say, you know, maybe it's time to pull our heads back a bit and say, you know, I got better fucking paddocks than you lousy sons of bitches. You know, even myself, I've been sucked into this hobby. I've been sucked in. I've been sucked in myself. I want to be better than the other YouTube pretenders, and I don't cheat with my ratings. All my ratings are genuine, but I push myself. I do many things to get another paddock. I'm just a lower middle class guy, guys. I'm not anything fantastic. I'm not hugely wealthy or anything, and I push myself just to have that inner desire to be. It's a terrible hobby. Maybe this is a awful hobby. Maybe it's just awful. This hobby is terrible. It's an awful hobby. And maybe I'd like to apologize to my life partners that I've had. I've been sucked in. The sex addiction, the alcoholism, the gambling. The gambling's never really been my thing. But the greed, the lusting. Maybe this is what the hobby turns us into. It's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. This hobby is not a good thing. And I think maybe we should just be content with what we've got. Maybe it's time for me to say, hey, Arch, Keep your reverso, keep a paddock, keep 2 paddocks, get rid of the rest, and lead a simpler life. Just be happy. Just be happy. Maybe it's time I apologize to partners I've hurt. The sex addiction. The sex addiction. The hoarding, the lusting for material goods. Maybe it's time I make a few apologies myself. The lusting, the hoarding, the greed. Maybe these are things that this hobby has made us become. So I'd like to apologize to everyone I've possibly offended over the years. I didn't have the answer. I'm just a simple boy. I'm a poor man from a poor family with a moosh, canny fandango. Maybe I'm just a victim of the hobby. I'm a victim of the hobby. The greed, the lusting, the hoarding, the possessing. Maybe these aren't really good traits you really want to have. Maybe I owe some apologies to my fans and viewers and people I've burnt over the years. Maybe this hobby turns us into assholes. Guys, that's enough philosophical discussion for today. Tell me what you think. I want to offer an apology to everyone I've offended. I'm so sorry. And to this individual concerned from the Australian Watch Buy Sell Swap Forum, man, just settle down. My advice to you, settle down. Stop doing dodgy things. Stop. Just stop. Be a good man. Focus on your family. Get rid of these stupid watches. Get rid of these stupid things. Pay your debts off. Lead a simpler life. And be happy. I'm Paul Pluter, the method actor who plays ArchieLuxury. Tell me what you guys think of that. It's another ratings one. Anything with Australian Watch Buy Sell in the title is going to rate well. It's going to rates well. So I'm happy to do anything for the ratings too. I'm a ratings whore. David SW. David SW. David SW. Who does ArchieLuxury recommend is the greatest grey market dealer in America? There's only one choice. David SW. That's right, guys. I've got to tell you the honest truth. I have for a long time been looking for the perfect answer. Who do I recommend people go to see? Who do I recommend that people can go and buy watches? And I've got to be honest with you. The greatest pre-owned dealer for Rolex, Patek Philippe, Audemars Piguet is David SW. David SW. David SW. DavidSW.com. That's right, guys. I have been looking for a contact who I can very nicely refer people to. I am not in the selling business. Customer service, I'm too old to sell watches. I'm too old. I like to recommend my viewers to a reliable source. In Australia, I've got some great sources. There's Sydney Watch Exchange with Cove, Ronnie at Vintage Watch Co, Shani at European Watch Gallery. And in America, who is the best source for pre-owned Rolex? For all the hot models? There's only one person I would recommend, David SW. David SW, David SW. That is the premier source for pre-owned Rolex. I gotta be completely frank and honest with you. Guys, if you are looking for a hot Rolex model, there is only one place you can go to. David SW. David SW, David SW. Let's be honest, guys. There's no point schmooching schmoozing the dealers, the ADs, they're just a waste of time. Unless you're going to buy 20 pieces, you are wasting your time. What you're better off to do is pay the market premium and go to a good pre-owned dealer. Who do I recommend? David SW. David SW. David SW. That's correct, guys. I want to tell you this now. I 100% stand behind David SW. David SW, the greatest pre-owned dealer in the entire United States of America. That's right. The greatest pre-owned dealer for Rolex, for Patek Philippe, for Audemars Piguet, David SW. He even does things like FP Journe. David SW, David SW, David SW. That's right. If you want to buy a pre-owned Rolex, a Patek Philippe, Audemars Piguet, there's only one good source I would recommend. David SW, David SW, David SW. I'm Paul Pluter, the method actor who plays Archibald Chesterfield III, and I'm proud to recommend David SW. See you later. Thank you for watching this channel. Hi guys, ArchieLuxury on the ArchieLuxury and the Paul Pluter channel. Today guys, I want to introduce a new company. This is Fame City Property Solutions. That's correct. They're located in Northeast Ohio. And Fame City Property Solutions replaces non-efficient lights with energy-saving LED lighting. Now, I got to tell you, the guys at Fame City, they will install energy-saving LED lights at office buildings, commercial warehouses, home improvement stores, grocery stores, schools, parking lots, and other residential homes. Customers of Fame City Property Solutions can save hundreds and even thousands of dollars on their electricity bills. Now, you can email these guys at famecitypropertysolutions@gmail.com. That's all one word there. famecitypropertysolutions@gmail.com. Fame City Property Solutions, specializing in LED installations. Come on, guys, help this business out. Fame City Property Solutions in Northeast Ohio. Come on, guys, get on board here now with efficient, energy-saving LED lighting. Fame City Property Solutions.
Oh honey, though our friendship ceases from now on, if you can't say